what is within you happens the way you want it. What is around you, you manage it to the extent you can. But what happens within you must happen the way you want it. If what's within you is not happening the way you want it, you're deeply, deeply enslaved to everything around you. This one thing you must settle in your life. At least this one person, nobody happens your way, that's okay. At least this one person must happen your way. If this person happened your way, you will definitely keep this person peaceful and blissful, isn't it? There is a technology, there is a whole science for this. We're too busy exploring and fixing the outside world. We have done very little about fixing this, because this is what determines the nature of our experience on this planet. This moment, how wonderful your life is, does not depend on what kind of house you live in, what kind of car you parked outside, what kind of clothes you wear. This moment, how peaceful and joyful you are, determines the quality of your life, isn't it? If you don't fix this, what are you trying to fix the whole world for? A palace will mock at you.
We'll take a question from here now. You have a…
Salam to all.
One second. Let us take one question from here and we'll get back to you. She will get the microphone. 1 second.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Hind from India. My name Hind.
Okay.
Meaning India.
Please take that.
السلام عليكم. لن أتكلم بأنانية وأتكلم عن نفسي وأسأل، ولكن سؤالي على المستوى حتى العالمي. الأحداث المتلاحقة بدت في العالم وتتنقل من مكان إلى مكان وتصل إلى عقر دارنا. أنا أعتقد أن هاي لها تأثيرات كبيرة جدا. ممكن أن احنا نقول لا احنا عندنا توتر على مستوى الأسرة أو توتر من الأبناء أو توتر من الزوج أو من العمل، بس أنا لا أعتقد تفسيري لا أعتقد أنه هو التوتر محصور في منطقة معينة أو في يعني منطقة ضيقة جدا، إنما هو بدءا من العالم وأحداث المتلاحقة يعني ما بتكلم في السياسة، ولكن كلنا طبعا عارفينه. شو تفسير لهذه الأحداث؟ وكيف إحنا كأشخاص نحاول أن إحنا نتلافى هاي الأمور ونعيش بسلام، مش بس سلام مع نفسنا، سلام في مجتمعنا، سلام على مستوى العالم. وشكرا جزيلا.
That didn't sound Indian at all.
Let me explain what this. She's saying that there is so much turbulence at the macro level and on the individual level. How we can achieve peace? Basically, this is the…
We're too concerned about what's happening in the world, but what we need to understand is generally people are too concerned about what's happening in the world. We need to understand what's happening in the world is just a larger manifestation of what's happening in human minds. If we do not change what is happening in the human mind right now, you will never change what's happening in the world. Cosmetic changes will happen, but the fundamentals will never change. So, what I'm saying is, we have slogan mongering all over the world. We want peace on the planet, everybody will go on the street and one day, world peace, world peace. But we have not worked on individual people. If you do not know how to keep your mind peaceful, how the hell are you going to create a peaceful world? Such a thing is not even a possibility. So we have not paid enough attention to this one and this one and this one and this one. We think just by plastering a slogan on the wall, the world will become peaceful. It will not. I've stopped going to all these peace summits, which I did. At one time I did the rounds. And I was in a peace summit where there were 42 Nobel laureates. I just saw the way things were going on and I just asked them a simple question. Tell me, can you place your hand upon your heart and say that you are right now peaceful? They said, no, we are not. Then what are you working for a peaceful world? People who are not peaceful within themselves, the more they do, the more disturbance they will create. At least if you keep quiet, it will be peaceful. So, we are thinking of changing the world without changing individual human beings. But changing the world is a nice idea. We can plaster slogans, we can shout slogans and forget it about tomorrow and go about our life. If you take up the business of changing people, then it's a lifelong involvement. It's not going to happen in one day. One slogan is not going to settle it. You have to get engaged with people in a profound manner, otherwise it's not going to happen. So, don't think micro, macro, this, that. What kind of human beings we produce on this planet will determine what kind of planet we live in. In this, women have a fantastic role. Whether we are male or female, we were all nurtured in our mother's wombs, fed upon her and brought up till we came to a certain age. And most men anyway, the moment they are out of their mother's arms and influence, they are seeking another woman's influence and whatever. So, women have a great role. What many times I've said this, if you look at the women of today closely, you can know how the world will be in the next 25 years. Because that is the level of influence they have in the most formative years of every human being's growth. So it's extremely important in shaping of the world of tomorrow. Tomorrow's world, if we want to create, today's women, how we shape them will determine everything. I'm saying with all due respect, but largely it concerns me that women have fallen into the trap of having a doll-like existence. It's time something more than their body, their intelligence, their emotions, their other dimensions find expression in the world and become a creative force in the world. In that sense, the businesswomen of today are very, very important, because economic activity being the largest piece of activity, of action on the planet, women must have a just and significant role in shaping that, because how women perceive themselves will determine how men perceive themselves tomorrow. Today, how a mother perceives herself will determine how every man perceives himself in the next 20 years or 25 years. So, the role of a woman, this is not because of my prescription. Nature has allocated a more serious role in the making of humanity to a woman than to a man. And you must exercise that like never before, because you need to understand it is not because of our attitudinal changes that woman is finding access to the world today, it is because of technology. It is because of technological development that the physical strength of an individual human being doesn't matter anymore. It is because of that. 300 years ago, India was the largest exporter on the planet. 60% of international trade came from India. When that happened, a whole lot of Indian people traveled to these parts of the world, either on a muleback or a horseback or a camelback. At that time, a woman naturally did not participate in the business activity because of the nature of physical situations involved. But today that has changed. Technology has leveled this. It's not just our attitudes. Our attitudes have followed the technology. It is not the other way around. So now that there is a technological capability, you can sit in your home and access the world. Now there is no such thing as male and female on the planet. Everybody has the same access. It's time that they find their place. It is time that the feminine finds expression on this planet, because this will determine tomorrow. Why tomorrow is very important is, never before in the history of humanity, this was for us, that we could address every human problem on this planet. Even 25 years ago, this was not possible. Today we have the resource, capability and technology to address every human problem on this planet. The only thing that is missing is an inclusive consciousness to make this happen. We're producing food for over 17 billion people, but still half the people don't get to eat properly. This is lack of inclusiveness. This is not lack of capability. This inclusiveness has to first begin at the gender level. We are the only species on this planet which have gender issues. We have forgotten that men and women belong to one species and a composite part of this species called Homo sapiens. We are treating each other as if we belong to different species. This has to go, and economic peace, being the biggest peace on the planet, definitely a just and significant role has to happen to create a tomorrow. Because today we have the capability either to make the world or to end the world for the first time. Once we have such capability, an inclusive consciousness is needed, otherwise we will be horribly destructive to each other. Thank you very much. I'm sorry?
Do you worry about anything?
I'm sorry?
Do you worry? Do you have… do you worry?
Worry?
Yeah. Yes or no?
I think, I don't worry. Thinking gone bad is worrying, isn't it? I think straight, I don't worry about anything. You must think, huh? That's what I said. I think about everything. But thinking, if it goes out of control, it becomes worry. I don't let it go out of control. I think a lot. And you must, everybody must think for your well-being and everybody's well-being, isn't it? Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
The quality of your relationship largely decides the quality of your life. Is it so? The quality of relationships that you hold in your life largely decides the very quality of life that you live.
Good deal or bad deal is not the point. The point is this life serving the purpose?
It's human memory which is the source of all bondage. What you call as karma is just memory on different levels of life.
Don't believe anything that is not yet your experience. It doesn't matter who says it. This does not mean disbelief. No, you don't know, that's all. Somebody tells you a story,